guys, welcome to my channel. I wanted to do this kind of cranberry eye look, and I've been wanting to do it for a while, but I was just waiting for the perfect palette to do it with. I originally filmed this on Friday, but something happened halfway through and my camera stopped working. So by the time I figured it out, I was frustrated. I just said, forget it, I'll film it another day. And then, of course, when I start to film this time, I have technical difficulties. This is my second time filming my intro. So I'm beginning to think that this look is not meant to be posted, but I have to post it because I just love it so much. I have wore this look a couple of different times now, and each time I just fall more and more in love with it. So if you would like to see how to get this look, then let's go ahead and get started. To start out, I'm going to be priming my eyes with the BareMinerals 5-in-1 Advanced Performance Cream Eyeshadow and Primer. I'm just going to apply a little bit on each eye. And then using a flat shading brush, I'm just going to blend that out all over my eyelid up to the brow bone. Next, I'm going to apply this lightest matte shade out of the Morphe KathleenLights Palette all over to both of my eyelids, up to the brow bone, just to help set that primer in place. Now I'm going to take this brown color and apply it into my crease and up towards my brow bone a little bit, and use this as my transition color. The lighting doesn't show it very well, but it's got kind of like a pink tone to it. So this is going to work great for transitioning because you got a little bit of brown and then kind of looks a little pink, so it's going to really blend out that next color really well. And I'm just blending this into that area by using windshield wiper motions and really making sure that I get it packed in there so you can see the color a little bit better. With just one swipe of my brush, it wasn't showing up that well, so I had to go back in a second time. Now I'm just going to do the same thing on the other eye, using those windshield wiper motions to really get it into the crease and up a little bit higher for the transition. Next, I'm going to use this brush from Morphe, and using this Cranberry shade, just apply that directly into the crease and outer corner. I will list all of the brushes used with each shade in the description box because I forgot to show all of them throughout the video. So I will just list those below in the description if you would like to know what brushes were used for what shade and what area of the eye. I also wanted this color to be really intense because this is the base color for the look I'm going for, and I really wanted this color to be the one that pops out when you look at the eye. So I made sure to really pack it into the crease, and I also made sure not to go above that transition color. Now I'm going to take this lightest shimmery shade on a flat shading brush and just apply it to the lid first by really packing it on, and then I will blend it out. I'm not going to be too concerned about blending it out all the way to the outer corner of my eye because we're going to be putting another shadow in that area in just a moment. But I really want to make sure this gets packed onto the inner corner and the middle of the lid. Now, taking that same crease brush from before, I'm just going to re-blend out that cranberry tone. Now taking this Morphe brush and the Gray Shade in the palette. I'm just going to pack it on to the outer V area of the eyelid, holding my brush straight up and down because we'll go in later and clean up the excess shadow on the sides. But this kind of gives the look a little bit of a smoky effect without being too dark. Now I'm just going to reapply some more of that shimmer shade, making sure that it is really packed on in the inner area of the eye. Now going back in with a crease brush, I'm just going to blend all those colors together to make sure there is no harsh lines. And I'm going to do this on both eyes. Now I'm just taking a sheet of tissue paper with some makeup remover on it and dragging up the sides to get a perfect line for my eyeshadow. Moving on to the face, I'm using my Benefit POREfessional primer, and I'm focusing it mainly in my cheeks, forehead, and chin area. This is where I have the most pores and differences in consistency in my skin. And then I'm just going to kind of rub it in all over once I have it really applied to those areas. Now I'm going to be using my Sephora 10-Hour Wear Perfection Foundation and applying that in little dabs with my finger all over my face. I prefer to do it this way just because I feel like this helps the foundation to get spread throughout evenly a lot better than as to just put a big blob down and dip my beauty blender in it. I think this way it makes it more even on the face. Now taking a damp blender from Ulta, I'm just going to blend my foundation out all over my face by dabbing it. I got a little bit of foundation in my hair right there. That's why I usually wear my hair in a ponytail. But I'm just going to dab it out all around my face and being really careful around the eye area as not to mess up the eye makeup that we have already done. And just making sure this really gets blended out evenly. I've used this foundation a lot. I have tried out another foundation but did not like it as much, so I've been sticking with this one. I may be trying out a few more different foundations in the future, but right now this one is my favorite. I also want to note that you want to make sure to drag this down to underneath your chin and down your neck to make sure that you don't have that line, that makeup line that you will sometimes see on people. So you need to always blend it. Now I'm going to use the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer, and this is the shade Fair Neutral. This is a new product. I like it because the applicator is really large, so it gets a lot of product at once. I don't have to go back in to make sure that I get product everywhere. Um, the coverage on this was really great. It is a bit light, as you'll see once I start to blend it out, but my setting powder is a colored setting powder, so that helped with some of that lightness. But I'm just applying it under my eyes, the bridge of my nose, my forehead, my chin, and my Cupid's bow. Then I'm just taking a different side of that damp blender and blending this out everywhere. As you can start to see, it's kind of light, but it is actually not too bad. I think that it would have been okay even if I did not have kind of a colored setting powder, because it's just a shade or two lighter than my foundation. Now I'm going to use the NYX Mineral Set It and Don't Fret It powder, and I'm just going to apply that over the top everywhere that I put that concealer to let my face bake. and set all of that concealer in place. As you can see from here, this does help with some of the lightness of the concealer. While it is baking, I'm going to go in with this Tarte Amazionian Clay Bronzer in the shade Park Avenue Princess and apply it around the top of my forehead, down the sides a little bit. I also apply this underneath my chin and along that line of my face just to kind of help create that shadow that you want when you contour. Now I'm going to use this large face brush from Real Techniques and just dust away all of that setting powder that I used to bake my face and set my concealer. Sometimes this can take a while just because you want to make sure you get it completely dusted away. If not, it can show flashback in pictures and make your face appear very white with certain cameras. So just ensure that you have it completely dusted away. Using my Hoola bronzer from Benefit, I'm just going to create that contour that goes underneath the cheekbone. I really like using this bronzer. I always use it for this contour area. I tried using the Tarte bronzer in that area, but I did not like it as well. And then I'm also going to contour my nose out just a little bit. Now taking that same big face brush, I just blend all of that contouring out so you don't have any harsh lines. And you want to make sure that you blend it up and not downward. Using this brush was a little bit hard to really blend out the contour lines on the nose just because it's so big and that area was so small. So I eventually just went with my fingers to blend it out. And that worked just fine. I'm going to be using this blush by Model Company. It's kind of got an orange tone to it. I got this in my Ipsy bag and I studied that I couldn't really get a good review on it from there, and so I was going to use it in my next few tutorials just to see how it looked. And I'm still unsure about it. It's not too bright, but I'm not so sure about it. So I'm also going to blend that blush out just in case any of it is a little harsh looking. That side seemed to be a little bit to me, so I want to make sure that I got that all blended out. Now moving on to my eyebrows, I am using my NYX Micro Brow Pencil to draw out my eyebrows. I recently got them waxed, so they're not too bad off, but I do need to fill them in just a little bit at the ends, and so that is why I do this. As you can see, there's that open space there, so I just fill it in. And then take the pencil throughout the brow just to make sure it's all even. And then run my spoolie through it to make sure the brow hairs are all going the direction that I want them to go. And then I just repeat the same thing on the other eye. Now I'm using the Benefit Gimme Brow Gel in the shade 3. And as you see, I got a little bit on my eye here. I was really worried that that was going to mess up the whole look, but luckily I was able to wipe it away. So I just apply this to make sure that the brows stay in place, and also to add a little bit darkness to my brows because my hair at the top is a lot darker than it is at the bottom. Now that I have all the major parts of my face done and my eyebrows done, I'm just taking that light matte shade again on a flat shader brush and applying it right below my eyebrow for my brow bone highlight. Now I'm going to go back into that deep cranberry shade, and I'm just going to go underneath my bottom waterline and really press that color into that area. I want to also make sure that it connects with the end of my eyeshadow so you get that kind of cat eye look going. Now on a smaller liner brush, I'm taking that gray shade and I'm really going to press it into the waterline just to kind of smoke it out a little bit, but I still want that cranberry shade to show, so I'm not taking it all the way in, just kind of to the middle of the waterline at the bottom. For my face highlight, I'm using the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Highlighting Powder in the shade Precious Petals. This is my go-to highlight. I absolutely love it. It's a great price, so therefore I don't see any reason to try and find another highlight because this one works very well for me. I also apply this to my nose, down the bridge of my nose, and to my Cupid's bow area. I am using the Tarte Lights Camera Lashes Mascara, and I am applying that to my eyelashes. I curled them off camera to kind of save some time on this video. You want to make sure that you apply your mascara slowly, no matter how much of a rush you're in, so you don't get it all over your eyes or end up poking your eye out. Lastly, I'm going to apply the Stay All Day Liquid Lipstick by Stella in the shade Perla. This is my favorite liquid lipstick. It is a perfect nude, soft shade, not too bright, not too dark, and I absolutely love it. It is my go-to shade. Now that my look is done, I am just applying this Tarte Rainforest of the Sea setting mist, and it smells amazing. Now your look is done and you are ready to go out. I hope you enjoyed this video and this look as much as I did. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe before you leave, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.